I am no longer a believer of any sort. But when I was growing up, I was raised as a Christian, and I went to a lot of Christian churches, mostly of the fundamentalist conservative type. Now, there's an interesting question in Christianity having to do with race or racism. I read a study recently that said that racism is more common, not less common, among whites who identify themselves as Christians. Now, you would have assumed, of course, that Christianity would be fundamentally against racism, and so the Christian people who call themselves Christians should be the least racist of the people in the United States. But I read a study that says that's not true. Now, there is kind of an oddity in there, because you would think the overall message of Christianity would be very heavily anti-racist. And yet, there are Christians who are racists. The fact is that there are individual verses that, if you kind of pluck them out from the overall book, could be used to support racism. For example, a lot of distinctions are made between this and that. Don't put in the Old Testament, there's things about not having different types of food together, not having different types of fabric together. Somebody could interpret that as meaning you shouldn't put different types of people together. If you're not supposed to have linen and wool together, maybe you shouldn't have people who have slanted eyes and people who have round eyes together. Maybe you shouldn't have people who have fair skin and people who have dark skin together. That is kind of strained and kind of foolish, but I can see how you could get that if you pick out certain verses. And then, of course, in the Civil War, there was the old curse of Ham. The curse of Ham in medieval Europe was said to apply to serfs. The reason that people are serfs is because they are descended from Ham, whose son got the curse, the curse of Ham. It's also been said that Jews got the curse of Ham, Tatars got the curse of Ham. But in the American South in the pre-Civil War and Civil War days, Black people were said to be the sons of Ham. Okay, so now that doesn't make a lot of sense, because why would Ham be a different race than his brothers? It's kind of hard to understand. But then again, why would Ham be the ancestor of the serfs, or the Tatars, or the Jews? But anyway, there are verses in the Bible that can be used to support racism and are misused to support racism. And that might explain something that's rather hard to explain, which is the amount of racism in white people who call themselves Christians. I hope you like hearing that, and will subscribe to my channel.